Good morning, everyone. I'm the Geordie Saver, and it has been a very long time since I last posted on this channel. So this morning, I'm back. I'm sure there's only a couple of people who've noticed I've been anywhere, but I'm back and I'm posting, and I wanted to give a bit of an update about where I've been, what I've been going through, and the most important thing about this video is it's a bit of a call it a diary for me, where I can look back on this hopefully in the future and think, wow, I got through that period of my life, and I can get through it again if I go through anything similar. So I last posted probably in April or May time, and what happened around that time was that I just started getting in this very depressive frame of mind and cycle. So the trigger seemed to be how I perceived how I was doing at work. I was starting to feel very out of my depth at work, and just not feeling good enough at my job. And every night I'd come home and I'd just ruminate about how bad I was and compare myself to all the other people I work with and think, wow, they're so fantastic and I'm terrible at my job. Feeling really bad about my capabilities, and it just means I couldn't really concentrate properly at work. That's been really hard to go through, and I'm still going through it now. I'm still suffering with low mood and also suffering with feeling like a failure and that I'm not good enough. So yeah, it's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to go through. Things are getting a bit better. I'm getting some professional help to help me through this and understand why I feel the way I feel. Yes, I am being open on this video about how I felt because it's important to know that I guess that I've been going through this. And I think one of the things that's happened over the past few months is that the things I've been interested in, my hobbies outside of work, have all just sort of been stopped overnight, and that's been my choice. I've sort of removed myself from them, and that's because I've just lost interest. So normally I'm really passionate and interested in personal finance, in YouTube. Whether these videos are good or bad, actually it's something I just enjoy creating. I enjoy having that creative outlet. But that just stopped. And actually, me feeling bad about how I did do at work just then extended to feeling bad about how I am in every other aspect of my life, and it seemed like there was no end to me feeling bad about myself. But going forward, it's not healthy for me. I need to have outlets outside of work where I can be creative and I can do things that, whether they succeed or fail, it's something that's for me. I do this. I spend an hour on a weekend creating a video. I can concentrate on that hour on that video, post it, have a bit of a chat with people in the comments, and that's just something that I do for me. And it's really important that I continue to do those sort of things. I think one of my reflections over the past few months is that my self-worth historically has always sort of been built on how I feel I'm doing at work and whether I'm doing a good job, whether people perceive me as being intelligent, articulate, and yeah, it's just not a healthy base for self-esteem to have that, because unfortunately I'm not in control about how certain projects go at work, and there's certain things I can control, certain things I can't, and when you face challenges at work, I can't really, it's not a healthy way to always be happy or sad depending on how things are going at work. It's not, I can't live my life like that. It's not healthy. So part of the next few months and year is really me trying to build a healthy self-esteem, become a bit more resilient and a bit more well-rounded in my perspective about what it means to be, proud of yourself as a person that doesn't depend on work. Sorry if you think that's a bit deep for for a video on a Sunday morning, but it's just some things I'm working through. If anyone's been through anything similar, and they've got any advice they'd like to share in the comments, then yeah, please let us know. I think when I look at my perfect life isn't just focusing on work. It's about building up connections outside of work, doing things that I'm interested in outside of work, like YouTube, like personal finance, like writing about personal finance, all these things. And I think holding me back sometimes is that thought that I need to be the best or perfect at everything, and getting embarrassed when I'm not very good, and feeling like people are going to judge me for being bad or poor at something. So yeah, going forward, I'm trying to focus a bit more on the positives, and trying everything I do to not fall in that negative cycle again. I think part of the reason I started on this personal finance journey was because I want to be in a position where I have enough money in the bank. Say I paid off the mortgage, I've got some investments, and the work I like, maybe I've got enough money to pay for my essential expenses, and all I'm trying to do with work is just pay for those treats. So maybe work just is something that I can choose to do rather than a necessity that I need to do. I think work's really important and healthy because I think having some purpose in life and sense of achievement, whether that's paid work, voluntary work, caring for family, having that sort of reason to get out of bed in the morning and structure in your life, I find it really helpful. However, the situations you can be in because of work where they can be quite negative and you can feel quite trapped. So particularly the past few months, I felt very trapped at work. And in an ideal world, if I'd had pots and pots of money where I could survive for a few years without having work pressures or perceived work pressures, I would have definitely said, look, I'm gonna take 5 years out and focus on other things that aren't leading to me putting lots of pressure on myself. But that's not the reality. I'm not in that financial position yet. I'm lucky that I work with some fantastic people who've been very supportive. But what I need to try and do over the next few months and year and going forward, as I say, is to just try and change my mindset so that I can be resilient to when things go wrong at work, and actually just face up to the fact that even if I am doing a bad job at work, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person, and it doesn't mean that my whole self-worth should be diminished. But it's been one of the most challenging things I've been through the past few months, and the fact of not enjoying myself or feeling happiness as I have in the past, that going away has been a very, very difficult thing. I would normally have described myself as quite a happy, jovial person, but that's definitely not how I felt over the past few weeks. And months, sorry. I've been quite emotional, just quite sad a lot of the time, and yeah, I think, as I said, I'm going to be posting on this channel regularly, at least once a week. That's my commitment to myself, because it's something that gives me a lot of joy, because it's something I do for myself, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I'm in control of it, and it's great that people comment on these videos and I have a bit of a connection with others about something that I'm passionate about and they're passionate about. But yeah, as I said, if you've been through anything similar, if you've got any hints, tips, books to read, things to think about, please comment below. Apologies if you're expecting something that was upbeat this morning and talking about what I'm doing with my mortgage and so on. That content's still going to come, but I just wanted to be clear about what I've been going through, particularly as well because I want to be able to look back on this video in a year's time and think, wow, I cracked it, I moved forward with my life, and I'm in a lot better, more resilient headspace. So thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next video some point this week. And yeah, we'll talk then. So thanks very much, everyone. I'm the Geordie Saver, and